Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak, Robert Paris, and Alita Charbonneau, Peter Brown with the weather, Juliana McGrain with sports, and Gretchen Carey with the community calendar. Thank you for joining us. The talk of the week was the historic snowstorm, although it was only historic from 4 years ago, that blanketed the region and closed schools for 2 days. Town crews were out early and often, clearing roads, sidewalks, and public spaces, while residents worked to shovel out and get back to normal. Tad Stefanak sat down with DPW Director Brian White to check in on how the cleanup efforts were going.
This past weekend, Burlington and the region got walloped by close to 2 feet of snow. BNEWS spoke with Burlington DPW Director Brian White about the cleanup.
Every storm involves quite a bit more preparation than probably most people think. We've got a really good operations manager and highway superintendent that have been doing storms and snow and ice for years, decades. So leading up to the storm, we're constantly tracking different weather models, trying to figure out the timing of it. Typically, we'll get a rough game plan together based on the longer range forecast, but really up until like the day before, everyone knows everything can change in New England. So really, once you get to that 24-hour window, that's when we really come up with the plan. It was pretty certain. The forecast didn't look like it was going to be variable. This is a long storm, but at least it's a nice, soft, fluffy snow. Less trees down, branches down, power outages, obviously. All the credit goes to the guys. I mean, we've had crews in for 48 hours straight that drove the streets. We still got work to do, but they've got it all under control to deserve some rest. But yeah, there's still plenty of work to do because of all the snow and the snowbanks. A lot of snowbanks for sight distances at intersections to make intersections a little bit safer. We're going to have to go out with a loader and bigger pieces of equipment to push snowbanks back. It's going to make sidewalk clearing really hard because of how high the piles are.
BNEWS asked about the possibility of another approaching storm this weekend.
Depending on the storm, that's possibly coming Saturday and Sunday. When you get snow in snowbanks this size, with the resources we have, it can be weeks of just pushing, widening roads, long effort. We know there's a lot of work still left to be done. Appreciate everyone's patience up to now. We'll appreciate more patience as we continue to address all the issues.
From Burlington Town Hall, I'm BNews reporter Tad Stefanak.
The staff has chastised me. It was historic, as it was the 8th largest snowfall in Burlington since records have been kept. And while the storm created plenty of work, it also brought out a favorite winter tradition. Once the snow stopped falling, families headed to Simonds Park for a classic snow day activity. We take you there for a look at sledding season in full swing.
What do Burlington kids of all ages do when gifted with their second snow day in a row? They go sledding at Simonds Park. BNews spoke with some sledders about the conditions.
Amazing. The snow is really good. We haven't had this much snow in forever, so it's really exciting to see all the snow and be able to sled. And I went with my friends, with my hometown friends, so all of that is just super fun.
It's real great, really fun sledding here at Simonds Park. The hill's steep, not too steep, really great for sledding.
I'm in college, so I go back this week, but my sisters, they're in middle school, and so I'm just glad that I can spend my last couple of days with them before I go back to college, so we're all just excited.
And were you happy to find out you had an extra snow day?
Were you happy or were you sad?
I was happy.
You were happy. Why? Because you get to come down here and go sledding?
Yeah.
So how do you like the sledding?
Good.
And what's your favorite part?
The jumps.
I grew up around here, so I literally grew up with Simonds Park sledding.
You need to come to Simonds Park and go sledding.
There you have it, from those in the snow. From Simonds Park, I'm BNews reporter Tad Stefanak.
After a winter storm, residents are encouraged to take a few extra minutes to clear snow and ice from fire hydrants near their homes. A buried hydrant can slow response efforts, while a clear path allows firefighters to quickly access water and protect homes. Fire hydrant and winter safety reminders. Clear a 3-foot radius around the fire hydrants for easy access. Shovel a clear path from the street or the curb to the hydrant. Do not pile snow on or against the fire hydrants. Clear home exhaust and heating vents to prevent carbon monoxide buildup. Help a neighbor who may need assistance clearing a nearby hydrant. In addition, conservation reminds residents to clear snow and ice from storm drains and consider adopting a drain in their neighborhood. Snow and ice can block drains and prevent proper drainage during winter storms. Residents can sign up to adopt a storm drain at mysticriver.org/adopt-a-drain. After a brief snow delay, the January session of town meeting came to order Wednesday evening and concluded that night with all but one article on the warrant passing. Town Moderator Bill Byer opened the meeting with a moment of silence for town meeting member and lifelong Burlington resident Terry Riley, who passed away unexpectedly earlier this month.
Before we start this meeting, I would like to ask for a moment of silence. We have unfortunately lost one of our own here. Kerry Riley, a town meeting member, passed away unexpectedly recently. So if we could have a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Following opening formalities, town meeting moved into the warrant with reports from town offices and committees. Members then acted on several articles, including approval of a $20,000 funding request for a government review committee survey aimed at gathering resident feedback on how town government is working. While some concerns were raised during discussion, the article ultimately passed. Several other financial articles followed, including approval to transfer funds from the town common bandstand and walkway project to help cover rising costs at Overlook Park. Town meeting members also approved funding for a sensory trailer to be used by Parks and Recreation at community events throughout the year. Additional articles included authorization for the Select Board to sell town-owned land on Polk Street, which passed following discussion. A proposed ban on cryptocurrency ATMs in town was withdrawn. The final article of the evening proposed a change to the town bylaws that would prevent a failed bylaw from returning to the warrant for 1 year. That article was the only one on the warrant to fail.
There are many times where we're debating something and we say, we've got kind of an issue here, let's not quite do this, but go fix something to the proponent and come back. We maybe vote it down, they go fix something, they come back. And rather than deferring that to a subcommittee to decide whether they've changed it enough to their liking, I'd rather see it come back. Market forces will dictate. Someone who got lambasted in the first time is not going to come back and get lambasted again. They're just not going to want to. And or if they come back and we don't want to, then it's very easy for us to just say, no, forget it, go away, rather than having these other committees do that for us. I'd rather see this not be a bylaw.
You don't need this layer of administration added into our general bylaws. That's just general operating stuff. Somebody else brings it back through, you work it through the committee. Warrant articles, if they want to bring them back to us, except for zoning, which is 2 years if it's defeated. But the others, they come back. If they have not made the substantial changes or sometimes it's very small changes, that's all that's needed. If they didn't make any changes, the person loses credibility. And that's not good for them.
Purpose of town meeting is to review and then debate valid warrant articles and vote them up and down. And I think taking that power away from us as a board and as a town meeting is not what we want, is not what this democracy is designed for. It's perfectly okay that we come here, we have conversations, and then we send articles back when they're not ready or they need tweaking. But for that to limit it for an entire year, maybe we were a couple away and we just weren't quite there. I don't know why we're so afraid to bring articles to this board, this committee, and have these good conversations from the varying opinions that we have.
Residents can find a full breakdown of town meeting on the BCAT website. Town meeting will reconvene in May for the annual meeting. As the deadline for nomination paper approaches, the field is coming into focus for this year's town election. The school committee race is taking shape with a fourth person, Hillary Kleck, pulling papers to join newcomer Aaron Reeves and incumbents Catherine Bond, who is seeking a third term, and Jeremy Brooks, who is running for a second term. There will also be a change on the Board of Health, as longtime member Maribeth Welch will not seek re-election. Orisa Hanashevsky is currently the only person to pull papers for that open seat. Several town meeting seats are expected to be contested as well, including a 2-year seat in Precinct 1 and multiple seats in Precinct 6, where 8 residents have pulled papers for 6 available 3-year terms. More details and a full list of those who have pulled nomination papers can be found on the BCAT website. Burlington Public Schools will receive nearly $70,000 in a state grant funding to support student behavioral and mental health issues. The funding is part of a statewide program aimed at helping school districts strengthen mental health support for students, including coordination with educators, families, and community providers. The grant may also be used for staff training and expanded to better identify and respond to student needs. State officials say the funding is intended to help schools continue supporting student well-being and academic success. Council on Aging Director Marge Yetman was in the studio recently with her monthly senior update. She shared that this month's newsletter will be delayed and is encouraging seniors to sign up to receive it digitally. Let's take a look.
The publisher has made some changes, and our publishing, our submission date is literally like 10 days later than normal, than it used to be. So it's actually 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? A week. It's a week late. So we're a little nervous about getting it in on time. Well, not us getting, them getting it back to us so we can mail it out. So it may be a little bit late getting it to everyone's mailboxes. Now that said, we have been encouraging people, and not strongly enough, I don't think, to let us email them the newsletter each month instead of mailing the newsletter. The newsletter is like 90 cents a pop to mail. Email is free. And you're not killing any trees.
You're not killing
Better
any
for the
trees.
environment, if you care about such things. And you'll get it at least a week ahead of time.
Oh, that's great.
Before, you know, before anyone who's getting it mailed.
As Valentine's Day approaches, teddy bears are popping up everywhere, and in Burlington they're helping make a difference. Alita Charbonneau shows us how the HELPIS Teddy Bear Drive is turning a simple gift into support for the community.
I'm Alita Charbonneau for BCAT TV, here at Caldwell Banker on Cambridge Street at the 6th annual HELPIS Teddy Bear Drive. Let's go in and find out about this year's event. So first, in case people don't know, who gets these bears and why?
So we give these bears out mainly to kids who are facing hardships. They can either be fighting a terminal illness, a homelessness, or just their family is experiencing a traumatic event. We also give them to seniors because everybody needs somebody to love on Valentine's Day. We give out to seniors locally, and we're also going to expand this year into people suffering from dementia.
How do these cuddly little teddy bears actually get into the hands of children and seniors?
We partner with HELPIS, and HELPIS is a nonprofit founded by Joyce Dalianis. They distribute the bears to all the social workers, the cancer wards. They are critical to this success.
Last year, you got about 1,400 bears.
1,462.
Yeah. This year's goal?
1,500 bears.
How can people donate?
If they want to come in and say hi to us, they can drop the bears off at our office. We have the House of Kindness. It's open 24 hours a day. You can deposit your bear in there, or they can donate online. You can go to Give Butter, or you can Venmo me. It's at Lori Glantz. Or you can also go to the HELPIS Helpers page on Facebook. I'm sad to see them all go, but I am so thrilled that they're going to bring comfort and hope and joy to someone who needs a little stability in their life.
Don't forget, you have until February 11th to donate a teddy bear, either at the office of Caldwell Banker on Cambridge Street or out here at the Little House of Kindness or online. For BCAT TV, I'm Alita Charbonneau.
Now that we're finally dug out from this week's major snowstorm, winter may not be done with us just yet. There's another major system to keep an eye on heading into the weekend. But first, here's Gretchen Carey with the community calendar, followed by weatherman Peter Brown with the full forecast.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your community calendar. Beginning on Sundays in February from 2 to 4:30 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be showing Sunday Cinema, current Oscar nominee films. No registration is required. For more information, go to the library website. On February 6th from 6 to 8 p.m., the Memorial Elementary School PTO will be having a Ziti for Your Sweetie fundraiser at the American Legion. For more information, go to our website. Also on February 6th from 6 to 8 p.m., Parks and Recreation will be having the special Someone Soiree event at the Hilton Garden Inn in Woburn. Pre-registration is required. For more information and to register, go to their website. For more community calendar events, go to bcattv.org, burlingtonpubliclibrary.org, and burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your community calendar.
It's flu season. You're probably planning to get your kids their flu shots, but remember to get yours too. Vaccinating your family is the best way to protect you and your kids from the flu. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Get your flu shot today.
Well, everyone, this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. Here we are heading in towards, thankfully, the very end of January. I know we had a brutal snowstorm out there in the Burlington area. So much for our drought of nor'easters here. It wasn't actually really even a nor'easter here in the Burlington area, according to the real specific terms of that. It really was no wind, but boy, did we get a lot of snow. As we started our period this Friday, yes, seeing temperatures again about 20 degrees below average. It's already cold as it is in January, and to have a day that, again, it's only going to be in the upper teens, actually 18 might be a little bit optimistic. We might actually be struggling to get out of maybe 14 or 15 degrees on Friday. So it is going to be bone chilling out there. And if you have to go out and about late at night or early Saturday morning in the area, it is going to be down. Look at this, -5. So just this cold, cold pattern is going to be continuing. As we get in towards the end of next week, getting in towards the end of the first week of February, we should be seeing our temperatures starting to ramp up a little bit now as we're getting towards the second half of winter. But this, unfortunately, is the most active time of the year now for snowstorms here in the Burlington area. Of course, look at this. Our sunrises are now going to be happening very soon before 7 in the morning, and the sunsets are almost happening at 5 o'clock again. So that is a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel in what has been quite a winter so far in terms of cold and now snow. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at what the Climate Prediction Center is calling for us here. In terms of precipitation, again, this map looks a little bit deceiving. It looks like they're calling for us to have below average precipitation. That is going to be dependent, again, on the track of a rather large storm that is going to be passing somewhere in our vicinity, again, late this coming weekend. So we're going to have to stay tuned for that. Nothing set in stone yet right now, but right now, officially, they are calling for us to have drier than average conditions. Again, we'll have to see if that actually pans out, if we get lots of snow again. As we look at our temperature map, this is going to be absolutely nothing surprising at all here. Actually, not quite as chilly as what we had been seeing over the past 5 to 6 weeks here in the Burlington area. We're only looking at a slight chance of below average temperatures, of course, minus that cold, cold weather that we're looking at on Friday. We may actually start to moderate a little bit as we get towards the tail end of next week, but it doesn't look like we're going to be getting too far away from the freezing mark anytime in the near future. So as we go ahead, let's take a look at those 7 days of weather coming up. And again, Friday, you're going to have to bundle up. It is going to be frigid out there. Again, 18, very optimistic. I think we're going to be more around probably 14 or 15 and breezy out there. So we're going to see wind chills probably down around -20. So you are going to have to stay bundled up out there. Saturday, not quite as chilly, but still, again, almost 15 degrees below average. Temperatures only in the lower 20s. Now, getting into Sunday and Monday, this is where the weather forecast is getting interesting. The National Weather Service has been seeing mixed signals on a very powerful storm that will be passing somewhere close to southeastern New England, getting into Sunday into early Monday. If that storm is very close to us, we will have extremely strong winds and another bout of very heavy snow. As we see it right now, now, definitely plan on some very breezy conditions out there and probably a couple of inches of nuisance snow. Again, stay tuned to all of your local weather channels out there as we get closer to the weekend, as this does still have the potential to be another very large snowstorm for us. Now, after that storm clears away, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're going to see a slight bit of a warming trend, if you will. We're going to be seeing temperatures getting up into the upper 20s and into the mid-30s. Still below average for this time of the year, but it is going to feel like a veritable tropical paradise out there if we make it up to 34 on Thursday, after we've been seeing all of these temperatures in the teens and 20s. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
Up next is Juliana McGrain with this week's Sports Report.
Hey everyone, I'm Juliana McGrain with this week's Sports Report. Both girls and boys basketball teams were on the road against Watertown last Friday. After being tied at regulation, the girls' team went into overtime, but came up short with 37-35. The boys' team won their matchup by a score of 56-42. Top scorers were Maddie Gray with 19 points and Charlie Poehler had 14. In the Middlesex Freedom standings, the girls are in fourth place with a record of 5-7, with Watertown landing at the top and Wakefield in second. The boys are on top with a 10-2 record, with Melrose in second and Stoneham in third. Energy is high around Red Devils basketball, and our sideline reporter Noel D'Amico takes you inside our latest Red Devils close-up.
We're going to talk about just the season so far, where you've been, where you're going. Can you just describe what it's been like to watch this group develop from the start of the year until now? We expected to be good this year, and it's been crazy on the offensive side of the basketball. Defensively, we've, again, like I said, been good all year. I still don't think we're anywhere close to what we could be, and the goal is to be playing our best in the tournament. When you look ahead to the rest of the season, what are you hoping this team can accomplish? We just need to learn how to stay composed, stay calm, and make the right reads in clutch moments. I feel like that's going to help us win close games and help us go far. You can catch the full interviews on BCAT coming soon. On the ice, the girls lost 4-1 at home against Winchester last Saturday, with Sophia Cleary scoring the only goal. They remained home against Reading on the 28th, where they were shut out 3-0. They now are 4-9 on the season. The boys had two big nights at home, delivering a shutout win over Winchester and battling a hard-fought tie with the Reading Rockets.
Red Devil hockey was back at the Ice Palace for a big-time matchup against Winchester. They were locked in a tight one after the first, with Wyatt Condon scoring for the Devils. Condon stayed hot in the second, scoring his second goal of the game to put Burlington on top 2-1. From there, the Devils took control. Giacomo Bertinelli and Nick Tulipano each found the back of the net as Burlington skated away with an impressive 4-1 win. Just days later, the Ice Palace was buzzing again as the Reading Rockets came to town. Reading struck first, but James Gordon answered right back, tying the game at 1-1 in the opening period. Jake Griffin followed in the second, giving Burlington a 2-1 advantage. The Rockets pushed late and tied it up near the end of the third, sending the game to overtime. Overtime turned into an all-out defensive showdown, with both teams battling but neither able to break through, and the game ended in a rare 2-2 tie.
In the Middlesex League Division standings, the Devils lead their division at the top at 10-2-1. Wakefield is in second and Stoneham is in third. Both girls and boys indoor track teams competed at the Coaches Invite last weekend. Lila Kuhn came up in fourth place in the high jump. The 4x800 relay team also competed well, finishing 10th. Brian Brooks and Shane Sheehan competed in the long jump, and Maddie Conti in the 55-meter hurdles. You can check out the full results on our website. The wrestling team last Friday was on the road at Silver Lake in a tri-meet. They tied Middleborough 39-39, lost to Silver Lake 42-30, and won 55-18 against Oliver Ames. Max Schwartzman, Lucas Abreu, Connor McElroy, Cameron Bonnell, and Josh Levitt all won their matches. Burlington now has 12 wins, 10 losses, and 1 tie on the season. On senior night, the team defeated Keefe Tech in a huge blowout 66-9 win. The team celebrated senior Amanda Castillo. Individual wins were made by Max Shortman, David Vahosky, Lucas Abreu, Davey Tonani, Amanda Carcillo, and Braden Murphy. Burlington is now 13, 10, and 1 on the season. The boys swim team lost 53-40 on the road in Arlington last Thursday, but the meet featured a major highlight for Burlington Red Devils. The Burlington 200 medley relay team set a new school record. The performance marks the fastest time ever recorded by a Burlington relay team event. Congratulations! The Devils wrapped up their regular season at home against Winchester, winning 97-73, celebrating Brandon Ruiz and Akira Kushaki on senior night. Their 2025 to 2026 season record was 3-4. We'll have an update on the girls gymnastics team next week, as it will be at home against Winchester on Thursday the 29th. For more coverage and full results, visit our sports section at bcattv.org and follow us on X. That's all for this week. I am Juliana McGreen, and back to you guys in the studio.
This week's Red Devil Shoutout goes to the boys swim relay team after setting a new school record in the 200 relay. Let's take a look.
The 200 medley relay team for Red Devil Swimming has set a new school record with a time of 1 minute 51.13 seconds. That breaks the previous mark of 1 minute 51.19 seconds, shaving time off an already fast record.
I mean, it was definitely very important because we were trying to chase the record, obviously, last year when we had Mark, who was a senior who just graduated, and Carl, who was a German exchange student. So it got to the point where we were 0.3 off, and to get it this year with not only me and my fellow captain Brandon, but 2 freshmen, that's pretty awesome.
Senior Brandon Ruiz was part of the record-breaking squad, and reaching this milestone during his senior season is one he won't soon forget.
It meant a lot to me to be able to get it this year, especially since it's my senior year. I'll have left a mark on the swim team, and I think that's just really nice.
The relay also included 2 freshmen who already have 3 more seasons ahead of them. Plenty of time to chase even more records.
We can only go from here. I mean, I'm going to miss Brandon next year. Obviously, we're not going to have him, but hopefully we can find someone in the upcoming year before Shay graduates. But I think overall, it's just a good milestone and setting stone that we can just improve upon.
I just think it's really cool how we all did that, and all of us, and especially for me and Nathan, because we're both new to this team.
Congratulations to the entire relay team. We'll be watching to see how long this new record stands. This is the Red Devil Shoutout.
After last week's storm, we put out a call for snow photos, and many residents answered. The first photo features a patio blanketed in snow, sent in by Lee Materano. Ron Sharma shared this shot of a car buried after the storm. Kate measured the snowfall, showing 19 inches on Monday morning. Kathy Hofferty captured the snowy scene outside her window on Wednesday. And finally, Jenny Trickett sent in this beautiful photo of her dog exploring the snowy woods. Thank you to everyone who shared their photos. Don't forget to send us your photos. They can be from around town, on vacation, or even of your family, friends, and pets. If you have something you'd like to share, email it to us at bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. That's it from the news desk this week. You can find more local news, sports, and community coverage on our website and social media pages. This week we leave you with the scenes of the fresh snow around town. Have a great week.